So we continue. Computer graphics has resorted to several products. Companies such as George Lucas's Industrial Light and Magic are constantly refining the cutting edge of computer graphics technology. And we also have other companies that are, including now the movie industry has taken up for research purposes. Their R&D division are liaising with institutions for purposes of research in that area. There is a relationship between mathematics and computer graphics, like I mentioned. And the best way to describe this relationship is the fact that computer works in zeros and ones, it's binary, and anything that is represented in the computer is in that form. And objects are formed of complex interaction between light and physical objects, resulting to continuous variation in light wavelength and intensity. How is this represented then in computer graphics? We have 2D and 3D. All computer graphics demands a working knowledge of linear algebra, basically matrix manipulation, linear systems, etc. So as a system can be represented in digital format using sequences of zeros and ones. And we discovered that much of computer graphics involves discussions of points in 2D or 3D. And usually we write such points as Cartesian coordinates, the Cartesian y, x and y axis. The point coordinates are therefore vector quantities. When you look at that from point of view, when you have a number of these points, then basically they are vectors. They're seen as vectors. And so we learn vectors because we shall use this for purposes of manipulation. So we apply matrix transformation to a 2D image in order to manipulate that image, skew, scale, and so on, as you can see in this figure here. Raster displays. We need to understand that any graphic that we have in a computer is represented in form of 2D array locations. 2D array locations. Sorry for the interruption. I think I need to put it on silent mode. So 2D array locations called pixels, and these pixels basically are then stored in an area collectively, part of the memory called the frame buffer. Now the conversion of the geometric entities to pixel colors and locations in the frame buffer is known as rasterization or scan conversion, and this is basically, we can refer to it as a process of converting basic low-level objects into their corresponding pixel map representation. Is an approximation to the object, since the frame buffer is a discrete grid, as you can see represented in that image. We have two ways of representing the raster system pixels. We have the non-interlaced and the interlaced. The interlaced one, excuse me. The interlaced one is present odd and even rows, alternatively, but the non-interlaced presents all of them, refreshes all of them at the same time. I think you've seen when a screen is captured in a video, it looks like it is changing several times. That's what we're talking about. And some of them, it plays with the frequency, 60 hertz, 30 hertz. Interlaced will go at non-interlaced will go for the full frequency, whereas the interlaced will go for half the frequency, but making it appear to the user as though it is going for the same frequency as a non-interlaced. Basic line drawing again. A line, basically a straight line, basically is an equation, is a linear equation of the form y is equals mx plus b, where or plus c, whichever you choose to be represent the constant. Y is a dependent variable, x is an independent variable, m is a gradient, b is a constant. That's mathematics now, and I think you have a good background in mathematics. So we have sorry for the interruption. I think this is becoming too much. So anyway, I hope you can hear me. So that we have considered this simple line drawing algorithm here. If you have a line is y is equals mx plus b and y is equals mx plus mx1 plus b, you can synchronize these two from algebraic. These two you can solve them so that you can solve for m and you can solve for m and you can solve for b also, and substitute them. When you substitute them, what you get then is called. When you substitute them, you get that you can get the equation you're seeing here. Y is equals mx, basically x1 minus xo plus yo. If we scroll down here, you're going to see that this now can form the drawing algorithm. You have an integer representing x, the independent variable, representing m, the gradient, y, the dependent variable, where now the gradient m is followed by, the gradient is the difference divided by that of y over x. Then of course now you implement this using a for loop.